beards are universal. It's global, it doesn't care about age, it doesn't care about economic status, it doesn't care about politics. It's very similar to a dog show, to be honest. Different categories, best in show, parading people out there. People can relate to it from all over the place. Since growing it out, the beard became a passport to knock down some of these doors that didn't know were there. It's interesting, the hashtag Let's Grow Together. That was the Jim Carrey quarantine beard. He took a picture of a clean-shaven face and said that he wanted to grow out his quarantine beard until we all got back to work. So it was a way to be part of the alone together type of a thing. We're here in quarantine, but we can grow together and have a quarantine beard and take pictures of it every day.
Yeah, we got our quarantine beards going on.
I have a quarantine beard.
Quarantine beard.
I'm going to talk about the quarantine
beard.
Grow a quarantine beard.
A lot of celebrities got on board with that, and then that made that trending.
Everybody smile, your best smile.
To be honest, I had one super sleepless night. I got declared a tier 2 emergency worker because of my position as a frozen replenisher at the top co-op in Minnesota, just trying to get people food. But you have exposure to the public 40 to 50 hours a week. So I'm wondering, can you be required to shave? The CDC had a chart and it had 27 different types of facial hair. But the reason that they made that chart in the first place was to say this type of facial hair is what works with a respirator. So I was thinking, what are the circumstances would have to be where I would shave completely, which I haven't since 2008, and it's part of my livelihood. Nailed it. I started in competitive bearding at 2009. It was like a flashbulb moment for me. Just zooming around on the internet, and all of a sudden I saw photos of the World Beard and Mustache Championships. And I was like, wow, this is seriously a thing. Curiosity level went to 100. And from that point on, I wanted to know everything I could about it. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to attempt to grow a world championship level beard or mustache. So I started at the beginning to just go with a mustache. Just grow it out, see what it looks like, maybe get in the natural mustache category. In the beginning, I would endure many beard fails, including this monstrosity. It looked good when it was just a couple months in, but then the length to the side would just keep going and going and going till it was just this huge Hungarian style mustache that I could wax all the way up to touch my eyebrows. And then that's when I started to add in the sideburns at first, just for kind of weight. So it was a really big mustache, but then I let the sideburns grow, and the sideburns were actually better than my mustache. It took 4 years for me to grow it out, figure out the styling, figure out a look, figure out what judges are looking for. A very, very pivotal point, for sure, was I was watching a Banksy movie called Exit Through the Gift Shop. In one of the parts, they highlight Shepard Fairey. He was talking about the Obey graphic and saying it was kind of like a social experiment to him to have this image and have it appear all over the place in repetition without an explanation to it. And in his theory, the more you see this image in repetition, the more important
it becomes. So instead of doing a different style every time, I decided to always have the same look and then have it be seen in repetition, and then maybe people would think it was important. Surprisingly, the social experiment kind of worked a little bit. I got sponsored by Remington. I ended up on the packaging for beard trimmers. I've been on Steve Harvey, CNN, Maxim, GQ, Style, Sports Illustrated, ESPN. I went to my first national championships in 2013. Fast forward to 2020, I own the National Beard and Mustache Championships with my beard friends from Austin, Texas. That's crazy. At the beginning, my goal was to compete somewhere in a mustache contest. The big goal was to win a beard contest. That dream got met, and like a bigger dream already happened. Sorry, I get choked up a little bit. Here we are at the park, walking around with the N95 mask, which it's not the easiest to breathe. It's not a walk in the park, except for I'm walking in a park, so that's not the best expression, but
it's for sure part of my identity. I work with it. It's my beard. I grew it. I learned how to style it. To be forced to shave, it would probably add to my anxiety. But if it came down to whether I can provide for my son or not, then I would probably shave, which is weird for me to even say, but, you know, he's my priority.